Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope all of you are doing well. A very good evening to all of you. I'm quite good. I hope all of you are doing well. So, very good evening. So, as you have seen in the thumbnail itself, that we are going to talk about the importance of environment and the NCERTs in the entire preparation. Whether you are preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination or you are preparing for any of the examinations like State PCS examination or even CAPF examination or any other examination, you know that NCERT is the base of all these examinations. And today specifically, we are going to talk about environment, that how you can prepare this subject. This is one of the very dynamic subject. It is one of the very dynamic subject, and generally you find that there is no such a specific book which is made for environment. For example, if you look at any of the books, any of the subject like polity or geography or history, you know that there are specific books, specific NCERTs also, which you can easily cover there. But when it comes to environment, it is one of those areas where you have to find that which chapters are relevant for your examination, which chapters are going to help you to score good marks in the examination. So in today's session, we are going to talk about this only, that how we can prepare environment with the help of NCERTs. Okay. So first of all, I hope it is clear to everyone. Sound is clear to everyone. Is it properly audible to everyone? Just let me know once. Yes, this is a session for English medium only. We will have separate session for Hindi medium also, but this is a specific session for English medium students. So just tell me once if I am properly audible. Okay. So thank you for confirming this. Thank you for confirming. And yes, this is specifically for English medium. We will have separate session for those students who are in Hindi medium. But see, this is a strategy session, and I think all of you can understand a simple English. I think all of you are eligible enough, all of you are intelligent enough to understand the simple things like the strategy, how we can cover the environment from NCERTs. Okay. So see, what we are going to talk about in this session, first thing which we are going to discuss is what is the relevance of environment in the examination. Whether we are talking about State PCS or we are talking about UPSC or any examination, what is the relevance of this subject in the examination? Second thing which we are going to discuss is the syllabus. Like, what is the syllabus of this environment? What are the topics which you have to cover for environment for any examination? Third thing which we are going to do is like what we have to read and from where we have to read this. So that is a comprehensive overview which you are going to get here, that in environment what you have to read and from where you have to read these things also. That is also something which we will discuss. Then we will also discuss the approach and strategy, that in what manner you can cover the entire NCERTs and other portions for environment and prepare yourself for the examination. So this is one thing which we are going to do. Okay. Now, here I am giving you a hint of how many questions have been asked in UPSC CSE prelims. If we are talking about UPSC CSE prelims, you will find that like from 2013 to 2024, in 2013, you can see that there was change in the pattern of the examination. From then onward, you can see that on an average, you will find that around 15 questions or sometimes even more than that are regularly there in the examination. On an average, even if you take on an average, you have minimum 15 questions from environment in UPSC CSA prelims. In state PCS exam also, like if we talk about UP PCS, if you talk about UP PCS, there also you will find that roughly around 10 to 12 questions are continuously there in the UP PCS examination also. Okay. At the same time, if you talk about CAPF examination, there also you will find that from the environment section, you are getting around 8 to 10 questions there as well. So in CAPF examination also, you are getting around 8 to 10 questions from environment directly. Okay. So this is one such subject. This is one such subject which is having relevant in state PCS exams also, in UPSC exam also, and even in CAPF examination as well. So it is that segment that if you have prepared enough in any examination, around 10 questions can be easily done from this section. So that is the relevant of this subject. Now, what is the benefit here? What is the benefit here in this subject as compared to other ones? Like suppose that, let me give you a comparison. For example, suppose you are preparing for art and culture. Okay. Let us say that you are preparing for art and culture. So you have to do the art and culture from starting off like Chalcolithic period or Neolithic period. From there to the present times, you have to read the entire history about art and culture. You have to read the art and culture and all other things of all these different kingdoms and several other things. And even after completing this, you will find that you get around 3 to 4 questions from art and culture. But in case of environment, you have got a limited topics, you have got limited number of topics, and the number of questions is quite much high. Some of it is coming from current affairs, some of it is coming from NCERTs which are there. So it is the beauty of this subject that in a few hours, like suppose if you are giving 40 to 50 hours also, you can cover this entire NCERTs and you can be sure about 7 to 8 questions quite easily from just this much of devotion of time for NCERTs. So that is the beauty of this and that is the relevant of this subject in the examination. Now, coming to this part, like if we talk about this environment, what are the different topics, what are the different areas which we have to cover here? What are the different subject or themes which are included in this? So in environment, we can start with the first thing, ecosystem. We can start with the first thing, that is ecosystem. Ecosystem and its basic principles. It is one of the most common topic, favorite for examination also. In state PCS, in UPSC examination, in CAPF examination, if you have read this chapter, you can be sure that every year you will get at least 1 or 2 questions from this very chapter in the examination. Every year, whether you are appearing for civil services examination or a state PCS examination or CAPF examination, in all these you will find that there is 1 or 2 questions from this topic of ecosystem. Then second important topic is biodiversity. Second important topic is biodiversity. This is again one topic, if you combine it with the conservation efforts, that what efforts have been taken for conservation of biodiversity, what steps have been taken for conservation of biodiversity. If you combine these together, you will find that again from this section, you are getting around 2 to 3 questions per year from the biodiversity section. So this is also one of the very important topic. Third important topic is environmental issues. Environmental issues. Now, like right now, if some of you might have witnessed this in various cities of the country. Right now, during the onset of winter, when the winter month starts in India, you might see that in various areas we have got this pollution. I think many of you might be having this air quality index. So what is the reading for that air quality index in your city? Anyone living in polluted area or pollution free area? What is the air quality index in your city? Just tell me this part. What is the air quality index in your city? Tell me this, what is the air quality index in your city? I think all of you are using the mobile phones, and now in the mobile phones along with temperature and everything, I think you might be getting that air quality index also. A number might get indicated there. 165. That's good. See, if I see in my area, if I see in my area for today, it is 484. So some of you might be having the same thing. Those who are in Delhi, okay. So in Delhi, it is right now 484 according to mobile, not according to me. According to mobile, it is 484. Okay. 58. So you are living in one of the very pristine areas of the country. Okay. So you should be thankful for that you are getting the good quality of air. Okay. Now, if you look at this, right now the AQI here in Delhi is 484. So this is also one of the topic, environmental issues, which we have to discuss. Environmental issues like pollution, air pollution, water pollution. What steps have been taken by the government in order to curb this pollution? This is also one of the topic of environment. Okay. Then we also see laws and institution. Laws and institutions. So this is again one chapter which we have to see in the environment section. Then again, you have some things like convention and protocols and current affairs. So these are the six major themes. These are the six major themes which you have to discuss or which you have to cover in the environment section. So this is one approach of like what is the syllabus part of your environment from the NCERTs. Now see, the thing is how we have to like see this environment, from where we have to read these environments, what are the source materials which we have to follow. So normally you have to start from class 10 NCERT. Class 10th NCERT. In the class 10th NCERT, you will find that there are 4 chapters: organism and population, ecosystem, biodiversity and conservation, and environmental issues. You can see like we have taken themes, and these themes are getting reflected in this class 10th NCERT also. So you don't have to start from class 6 or class 7 or class 8. Although some examples can be taken from class 7 and class 6 also, but they are like one part of a topic. When we will discuss the NCERTs in the classes, we will try to cover those examples from class 7 also, class 8 also, class 6 also. But normally you have to start from this class 10th NCERT book. There you will find that 4 chapters are given there: organism and population, ecosystem, biodiversity and conservation, and also environmental issues. So these are the 4 chapters which you have to start with. Okay. Then at the same time, there is this like right now if you see, a little bit change is there. In the new book you find only these 3 chapters. Okay. So in the recent 2 years, what we have seen that NCERT has gone under some modification. So if you are able to get the previous book of let us say 2020 or 2021, that is better for you. You can simply get the PDF online also, and then you can get it printed. So that is one thing which you have to read. In the new book, you have only got the 3 chapters. If you see the new books of 2024 or 23, you might get only these 3 chapters, but this used to be there in the old book which was there in 2020 or 21. So you can cover these 4 chapters. Environmental issue is also one of the important angle. Then that is class 10th. The next thing, like this is class 10th, chapter 13, from where it starts. Okay. Now, the next thing which we have to see is class 11th. In class 11, you have chemistry, part 2. You have a book of chemistry in class 11th, and there you will find that in unit 2 or the book part 2 of chemistry, there is a chapter environmental chemistry. There is one simple chapter, environmental chemistry. And if you want to understand what is the relevance of NCERT, what is the relevance or what is the significance of NCERT, mark my word, even if you are going for examination, like suppose if the examination is there in May 2025 and you are going for examination, remember one thing, in the month of May also, read this chapter at least 4 to 5 times. This is the relevance of this chapter. If you are going in the examination without reading this chapter, you are missing a lot of things. If you read this chapter alone, just this one single chapter, if you read this chapter alone, you can be sure that around 2 to 3 questions are going to come from this section alone. It can be mixed with science, it can be mixed with geography, it can be mixed with environment directly. But there will be questions from this chapter. So it is the most important chapter of all the chapters in NCERT, environmental chemistry. If you read this chapter, you will not have any doubt in one of the topic, pollution. If you want to understand what is global warming, if you want to understand what is ozone layer depletion, if you want to understand what are the different pollutants, just read this chapter. And not only read this chapter, revise it as many times as you can. This is the beauty of this chapter. Even on the last day, if you have to choose any book over NCERT, I will say go through this chapter. You will score better in the examination. That is the relevance of this chapter. Then we have like another thing, that is class. We have got this class 12th. Class 12th bio book. In the class 12th bio book also, you will find that there are 4 chapters at the end of this, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So there also you have to start with the last unit, unit 10. Here you will find 4 chapters, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So you have to read these chapters as well. There you will find organism and population again as a chapter. Then ecosystem principles are there. Biodiversity conservation is there. And environmental issues are there. So these are the 3 books which you have to read. One is class 11th chemistry part 2. One is class 12th bio. And here you have this chapter unit 10, 13, 14, 15 and 16 chapter. And class 10th also, the last 3 to 4 chapters of class 10th. So this is what you have to cover in the examination. This is what you have to do in the examination. Class 10th, class 12th and chemistry. Chemistry part 2. These are the chapters which you have to read. Okay. So this is first part, what NCERTs you have to cover. To summarize for you, you have to read 3 NCERTs. Class 10 science. Then you have to read class 11 chemistry part 2 chapter 14, and then class 12 bio unit 10. So this is what you have to read in NCERT for environment. Now, how much relevance it is, or what is the relevance of this, you can understand it through some previous year question. I will try to show you some of the previous year question. From there you can get the idea that how the NCERT is going to help you. Just look at this. There is this one question. Biological oxygen demand is a standard criteria for measuring oxygen level in blood, computing oxygen level in forest ecosystem, pollution assay in aquatic system, or assessing oxygen level in high altitude regions. I think some of you can try this. I think some of you can try answering this question. Many of you might have read a little bit of NCERT. Can you tell me biological oxygen demand is a standard criteria for measuring what? I will come to that also. Two questions about answer writing and one question about managing time while doing job also and study also. Rajiv, I will be having Hindi classes also. I do have Hindi classes also, but this is especially for English medium. So I think some of you can try giving the answer for this. Rajiv, you can also tell the answer. Okay, so option C. I think some of you, of course, some of you know that option C here, the pollution assay in aquatic system, that is going to be the right answer. Now, just look at this. Why I'm showing you this question. This is a snap of environmental issues. This is a snap of environmental issues NCERT. This is the NCERT snap, and here you can see that this biological oxygen demand, it is possible to estimate the amount of biodegradable organic matter in sewage water by measuring biological oxygen demand. So from itself you can see there is a entire discussion about this topic, that what is biological oxygen demand and what it can be used for. Okay, so that is one of the example. See another question. Carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, ozone, sulfur dioxide. Excess of which of the above in environment is our cause of acid rain? I told you one chapter of NCERT is sufficient for this, and you can see here, when the pH of rainwater drops below 5.6, it is called as acid rain. This is also from NCERT. And here you can see acid rain refers to the way in which acid from the atmosphere is deposited on Earth's surface. Oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, which are acidic in nature, can be blown by wind along with solid particles in atmosphere and finally settle down either on ground as dry deposition or in water as wet deposition. So these are oxides of nitrogen and sulfur which are the cause of acid rain. So when you read the NCERT, and especially this is from chapter 14 chemistry, so there you will find that again it is helping you to solve the question on acid rain. You don't have to read any other source. If you just focus on NCERT for this portion, you will be able to solve minimum around 7 to 8 questions from the static portion. Okay. Then among the following crops, which one is the most important anthropogenic source of methane and nitrous oxide? Now, this was a question in 2022. Many people were puzzled that from where this question is coming up. Many people got puzzled at that time that from where this question has come up. How the UPSC is asking about which crop and what crop. Okay, just see this. Just see it here. Like large amount of methane are released by paddy fields, coal mines, rotting garbage, fossil fuels, etc., etc. So from here itself you can see that from where the methane is getting released. It is getting released from the paddy fields. It is getting released from the paddy fields. So there again you can find this, that paddy fields are the source of methane emission. You can see another question. See this another question. In the case of which of the following biogeochemical cycle, the weathering of rock is the main source of release of nutrients to enter the soil. So it is asking about the biogeochemical cycle, one of the very important topics of ecosystem. So I will show you the answer here also. Okay. See, ecosystem in chapter of ecosystem, in chapter number 14, bio, in chapter number 14 of bio, class 12th, you will get this. Phosphorus is a major constituent of biological membranes and all other things. You can see the natural reservoir of phosphorus is rock, which contains phosphorus in form of phosphate. It is telling about the entire thing, that how the phosphorus cycle operates. And here you will find that it is only taking place with the phosphorus cycle is the one cycle which operates only via rock medium. So this is also an example of how the NCERTs are helping you in the examination. Okay. Yes, phosphorus cycle. Now see here. I think this is one question which all of you can answer. Just look at this question. Just look at this question quite take your time, quite patiently, see this question and try to answer it. The question says, which one of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? First one is saying a community of organisms interacting with each other. The part of earth which is inhabited by living organism. A community of organisms together with the environment in which they live and the flora and fauna of a geographical area. So try to tell me what would be the answer here. Sumit, we will have this in Hindi also. Right now we are having this session only for the English medium students, but I promise you, when there is a time, I will also have a session for environment exclusively for the Hindi medium students also. So tell me the answer for this one. I'm getting some answer as C. Some of you are giving answer as D also. So this is like, see, this is a question from UPSC CSE 2015. And there you can see, like, what is ecosystem that is being asked in this question. Okay. You are not able to understand. Okay, I will have session in Hindi also, don't worry. So see this, like, let me show you. There is this definition of ecosystem. Okay. All organisms such as plant, animals, microorganisms and human, as well as the physical surroundings interact with each other and maintain a balance in nature. All the interacting organisms in an area together with the non-living constituents of the environment form an ecosystem. Okay. So you can see one thing, all the interacting organisms in an area together with non-living constituents of the environment form an ecosystem. You can see it from here. A community of organisms interacting with one another, it is incomplete. The part of earth which is inhabited by living organisms, it is also incomplete. The flora and fauna of geographical area, again incomplete. Then here it is, a community of organisms together with the environment in which they live. Environment consists of living as well as non-living factors. So when we talk about environment, it is the surrounding, it is the living as well as non-living component. So here it is saying a community of organisms together with the environment in which they live. That is the definition of ecosystem. And you can easily solve it from class 10th NCERT. Class 10 NCERT. Okay. So there again, you can solve some questions from class 10 NCERT as well. Okay. Now, look at another thing. Like this one question, I think this is one question from UP PCS. Okay. Sorry, UPSC only. Lichens which are capable of initiating ecological succession, even on a bare rock, are a symbiotic association of what? Okay. So I think some of you might have read this in classes also. Lichens which are capable of initiating ecological succession, even on a bare rock, are a symbiotic association of what? Algae and bacteria, algae and fungi, bacteria and fungi, or fungi and mosses. I think all of you know this is algae and fungi. Okay. So these questions can also be covered easily from here itself. Okay. The species that invade a bare area are called pioneer species. Okay. There you will find lichens and all are mentioned here. What are pioneer species? What they do? What is their role? That is all covered in NCERT. Okay. So overall, what you can see that even in like UP PCS examination, you can see questions about ecosystem. You can also see this question is from UP PCS about eutrophication. Again, you can see them in NCERTs. Then you can see this question again about biological indicator of air pollution. Again about the lichens. So these all things are coming from NCERTs. Whether you are talking about UPSC examination, CAPF examination, or you are talking about State PCS examination or any other examination also, you will find that there are good number of questions from environment coming from the NCERTs. Okay. So this is why NCERTs are going to be a very crucial, very crucial study material for you. Now there is one more thing. What should be the approach? What should be the approach? Like the NCERT classes which we are having here at KGS, the NCERT classes which we are having at KGS, how we are covering this? See, how we are covering this? We will take this in a thematic manner. We will take these things in a thematic manner. Like suppose that we have one topic of ecosystem. We have one topic of ecosystem. Some of its information is given in class 10th also. Some of its information is given in class 7th also, 8th also. And then some portion of it is given in class 12th also. So what we will do, instead of reading all these three books separately, we will combine them together and then we will cover it in a thematic manner, so that you can get the comprehensive understanding of the topic at once. So like we will start first with ecosystem. Then what we will do, we will cover the portions of ecosystem from all the chapters. You will be told that what chapters are there, like you have to read class 7th chapter or class 8th chapter or class 10th chapter or 12th chapter. Okay. So you will get that idea that what NCERTs you have to read, and then we will be covering that in the classes. We will be discussing that in the classes also. Then we will start with biodiversity. Again, you will see topic getting repeated in class 10th, topic getting repeated in class 12th. So we are going to cover this in a thematic manner, so that you can cover these entire topics, cover these entire chapters all at one place. You can use this to revise and even upgrade your knowledge, continuously revise it, and then excel in the examination. Remember one thing, it is not, the NCERT for the environment is not only for the beginners. It is for the beginners also. It is also for those who have read the NCERTs, and it is also for those who are going to appear in the examination in a particular year. So it is not a option. It is the only option for you. It is not one of the option. It is the only option for you which you have to read. That is the NCERTs for environment. Especially class 11th and 12th, you must read the chapters for your examination. Whether you are going for UPSC, State PCS or any other examination, you have to do it. Okay. I hope I am clear. This class, I think, Manita, yes, this class is for English. You have Hindi classes also for NCERTs. You have classes in both English as well as Hindi for NCERTs. So according to your choice, you can select any of the option. Yeah. Okay. Now there was one question from one of you that was about answer writing. So one of you were asking about answer writing. So like I told you, we also had a session last day. Yesterday, I and Jeet sir were discussing on the platform of KGS only that we are going to start with this answer writing session. So if you are having any such doubt in answer writing, that is free for all. You can simply enroll yourself. It is free for everyone. So you can register at KGS app or website. There in UPSC course, you will find this. Those who are having any such doubt in answer writing, you can join this. This is free for everyone. Okay, this is free for everyone. So you will be getting regular questions. We will be discussing the model answer of it also. We would also be discussing the keywords, the way to write the answer and everything. You can also write your answer and upload it on the application. So what you have to do, just register there. From Monday onwards, we are starting with this answer writing. Okay, so that is one thing. Like I would be doing that in English medium, and Jeet sir will also be joining you in the Hindi medium. Okay, so that is one thing which you can do. Second thing is about time management. For job, for aspirants in job. See, if we see those who are doing the job, I think on a daily basis, it is hardly that you get 4 or 5 hours. Even for some of you, it might be even more difficult to arrange even 4 to 5 hours. But what you can do that, suppose if I am assuming that you are getting 5 hours on daily basis, if you are getting 5 hours on daily basis, what I will suggest that utilize this time very much wisely. Utilize it very much wisely. Now, you don't have that much of liberty that you can read the newspapers also, you can read the magazines also, you can do all the things. For those who are job going, what I will suggest that give like 30 to 45 minutes on magazines. The monthly magazines which you are getting, give around 30 to 45 minutes on daily basis, so that you can be updated with the news articles and you can also be revising them from time to time. Like this is the core time where you have to focus. You can take some extra time out while you are traveling or you are sleeping, or sometimes you got more time. But this is one thing, 30 to 45 minutes focus on magazines or any such source for current affairs. Second thing is, give 90 minutes for optional on daily basis. Give 90 minutes for optional on daily basis. Then give around 120 minutes. 120 minutes. This is something which you can focus on, GS paper. I think those who are in the job, you might have already completed your static portions and other thing. So give to 120 minutes for GS paper. Okay. Then give 30 minutes for answer writing practice. Answer writing practice. Okay. And 30 minutes more for PYQs. Okay. It can be prelims related, it can be mains related, but do this thing on a regular basis. You don't have too much of time, but this is the exclusive time which you can focus. Okay. Around 30 to 45 minutes that you can give for this magazines. 30 minutes is also fine. Then you can focus for 90 minutes for optional, around 2 hours for GS paper. then around 30 minutes for answer writing, and more 30 minutes for solving some previous year question, maybe with respect to prelims or mains. As some portions of your GS is done or optional is done, you can change a little bit of time also. But then again, on Saturdays and Sundays, you can devote more additional amount of time, and there you can focus on covering the subjects. If you can increase the time, let us say that you can increase even 1 hour, focus on GS paper. Whatever time you can increase, focus on this GS paper that is required for you. Don't focus here or here or here. If you get any additional time, denote it or devote it to this GS paper. I hope that query is also solved. I hope that is also clear. See, about like there is one thing. If you are getting 10 hours, then it is more than sufficient for any of the aspirant. If you are reading on daily basis, if you are studying on daily basis, 8 hours is what you need. If you focus for 8 hours on daily basis, it is not sufficient, it is more than sufficient, but you must have consistency. If you have got 8 hours, it is more than sufficient. 8 hour means you can increase this GS paper time from 2 hours to plus additional 3 hours, means 5 hours. If you are reading for 8 hours, seriously, 8 hours of study means during that time you are not thinking even about a single thing outside of your study time, outside of your books or outside of your topics. You are not even looking at your mobile phones. You are not even listening to what other people are saying. No thoughts, nothing at all, only study. This is what you have to do in these 5 hours or these 8 hours. If you get 8 hours also, it is more than sufficient. Even for normal students, those who are like going for examination, just focusing on exam, even if you give 8 hours of self-study on daily basis, and 8 hours means those 8 hours you should be disconnected with the entire world, virtual world also, physical world also. You should be only with this, your books. So that is what is needed. That is good, Nilu, that is good. Okay, so I am taking some classes, Anjali, I am taking some classes in Hindi also. Whatever is possible, I try to take there. If you are beginning, you can start with NCERTs. Yes, Devanshu, if you are beginning with the preparation, first start with NCERTs and go with the current affairs. Right now, Sabrine, we are talking about like mainly, we have talked about one thing, that how you can prepare environment through NCERTs. Second thing we have talked about that what you can do for answer writing, and third thing is about time management. Okay, so that will be all from my side. If you have any question, you can ask, or we can meet again in the next session. Okay, Nilu, I will see what I can do. Sarnam Singh, for Hindi medium, Sarnam, we will have another session where we will discuss about this. Okay, so thank you so much. Let's meet in the next session then. We will be starting with the answer writing from Monday by Jeet sir and from Tuesday by me. Let's meet you all in the 5 p.m. class on Monday. Okay, let's meet in the 5 p.m. class on Monday for current affairs. Okay, at KGS IS. Okay, so there we will be meeting at 5 p.m. at KGS English. Okay. Here we will have this current affair class from Monday onwards. So meet you there, and also I am going to meet you with some of you in the NCERT classes very soon. Thank you so much and take care.